Hi, it's Paul from Model Builder International. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down there. That way you'll be notified of future videos, that's reviews, builds and giveaways. Today we're going to have a look at a brand new kit from Platz. This is a 1/72 T-1B. Fuji T-1 was Japan's first jet powertrain aircraft. Development started in 1952 and the first flight was in January 1958. A total of 66 T-1s were built and they were retired in March 2006, so had a really long life. The T-1 was the first indigenously designed Japanese jet aircraft since World War II. The T-1A was powered by a British-designed Orpheus turbojet, while the T-1B used a locally produced J3 turbojet. Interestingly, Fuji was the successor to the Nakajima Aircraft Company of World War II. The first aircraft of Fuji's own design. These aircraft were used for almost 50 years. Two are currently on display in museums in Japan. And a bit of history about their kit. There's only ever been two companies make kits of the T-1 in 1/72, Hasegawa and now Platz. Hasegawa has done 9 boxings of their kit, but their kit dates from 1971. Hasegawa's kit was also reboxed by 2 other companies in the 70s. And Platz's kit is a brand new tooling released at the end of 2018, so is quite an advance in technology. Okay, so let's have a look, see what we get inside the box. This is 1/72. This is basically a new Platz design, brand new molds. The Japanese Air Self-Defense Force T-1B trainer, the first jet trainer developed in Japan, as it says there. Printed in Italy by Cartograph. I'm guessing this means the box, more than likely the decals as well. This is kit number AC22. A few details here. Total length 168mm, width 145mm. Also we've got external fuel tanks option. Decals by Cartograph. On the bottom here, that's obviously the main design. Looks quite cool, quite nice and colourful. Anything else on here? A couple of photographs. And let's see what we get inside. If you open up the box here, there's a few more things done by Platz. These are original Platz designs as well. A couple of T33 versions, a T2. And on this side, F1, F15J, another T2 version. I think most of these we reviewed on the site already. We've got videos about them. So, everything, all the plastic is inside one bag. Instructions, we'll go through the instructions one step at a time. There's a bit of information about the aircraft, which I went through prior to this. Clear diagrams, 9 steps in total. Painting and marking, which is separate, single-sided there. So basically it's all, should say, one basic colour scheme, but obviously you can put different numbered aircraft. So you can make several versions of the T-1s. I'll have a look so you see exactly how many. And here is the decal sheet. It said printed by Cartograph. Lots of big decals there. Obviously an option if you feel like it is to mask and paint yourself. Be interesting to see how the decals work. Slots there, so everything will get scanned. There'll be close-ups of all of this on the website, and we'll go through the instructions a step at a time. So let's just open this up. Just going to see if it's a... yeah. I knew Platz usually do resealable bags. So clear parts inside their own bag. And we've got 3 screws. I'll do a close-up of these bits as I go through the instructions a step at a time. Looks like undercarriage, external fuel tanks and the racks to carry them. Looks like nice detail on the undercarriage legs. Main fuselage. Panel lines look nicely, riveting detail there. It's like an intake and exhaust of some sort. Looks nice. There's no detail on the inside of the fuselage there because it's here, by the looks of it, on the cockpit. Air intakes, by the looks of it. Main undercarriage, or nose undercarriage. And then the main wings. Lots of really nice detail on these, on the wings and the fuselage there. These panel lines, rivets, all sorts of different size panels. These look really nice. And the canopy frame is the nose and the air intake. This here, not sure, air brake perhaps. But yeah, looking at these, this looks like a really nicely detailed little kit. So lovely. So we'll go through the instructions, have a close-up look at some of the parts as we go through. Don't forget, close-ups, photographs of way more than you see in this video are on the website, along with a bit more information. The instructions start in the usual way with some background information about the aircraft. I put some on the website, but there's actually a little bit more written here than I put on the website. And just so you know, there's all the images that you see in this video, they're all on the website, and there's more on the website as well. We turn over the page, step 1, start with the cockpit, no surprise there. It's a pretty simple cockpit actually. There's seats are made of 2 parts each. Instruments, there's no raised detail or anything like that. The instruments are all covered or done via decals. I wonder if somebody would produce an aftermarket set that would upgrade the cockpit. We have to see, I guess. But it should be a pretty simple cockpit to build. And there's some chances here to add more detail if you wish it. Step 2, put together the air intake and also the engine nozzle at the back. Pretty straightforward. Detail, there's fan blade detail on what's going to be the back end of the engine itself, but you need a flashlight to see it. Step 3, bringing the fuselage halves together, and you trap inside the parts you've made in steps 1 and 2. Nice detail on the fuselage halves, that looks pretty nice. No mention of nose weight, but being a nose wheel aircraft, it's obviously going to need it. There is there's some Japanese text next to part C4, which may mention a nose weight, I don't know. But usually you can tell because they put a number here of so many grams. But anyway, it's you'll definitely need some nose weight trapped in there somewhere. And yeah, fuselage halves go together, and as I said, some nice detail on there. The rudder is all on the port side of the fuselage, and the right side of the fuselage doesn't have the rudder on it. Then step 4, where we assemble the wings. Basically, it's mostly 3 parts. There's just 1 extra 4th part that goes in there. And there's also mention here that Platz do a turned brass pitot tube that you can use as well. It's not part of this kit, it's available separately. Then step 5, and we're basically putting the big bits together. Put the fuselage, add the wings, add the nose of the aircraft and the 2 ailerons. Down to step 6. 6 is all about undercarriage. Undercarriage legs are nicely detailed. As I said before, obviously by this stage you should have had some weight in there. All through the build you'll see there's colour references called out, so you don't miss anything. And then step 7 is putting together the external fuel tanks. Obviously this is optional, and the pylons are part of step 7 as well. And then down to step 8 is just adding the last few pieces to the aircraft and the external fuel tanks if you want to add them as well. Step 9 is the canopy assembly. There's 2 clear parts which look quite nice, and there's a couple of plastic parts that go in there as well. Looks like you can fit the canopy open or closed, and so you have that option there. The painting guide and decal guide is basically one sheet of paper. You have 4 aircraft you can do. Looks to be from 2 different squadrons by the look of it. Extensive decal sheet by cartograph. Lots of the orange parts of the aircraft are covered, or supplied as decals, so you can either paint or you can use decals. And there's a lot of decals on that sheet. Platz like to add every single little bit of text and whatnot on their decal sheets. Some of them are pretty impressive. But overall, there's plenty of detail here to get everything done. Basically, it's paint it white and then decal yourself happy, getting everything else on there. Colours are called out in Mr. Colour and Model Master, and obviously named as well. But it should look quite impressive. It's like most training aircraft, they're brightly coloured and should look quite nice on the shelf. So an overall conclusion is it's a nice modern aircraft, or say modern replica, modern kit, shall I say. New tooling and all that goes with it. Nice detail on it. It's what must be getting on for over 40 years newer than the Hasegawa option, which I think is the only other option you'll see right now. So it should do nice, especially for people who collect training aircraft and the Japanese market. It should do really well. Many thanks to Platz for sending along for us to have a look at.